Okay, here we go. Ready? Lights, camera, action, click. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 2018 Rocky Hill Historical Society program entitled How Old Are We Now? Where we answer the question,
How old are we now?
How old are we now? Sing along!
How old are we now?
How old are we now?
How old are we now?
Clap. There we go. That's what we want to hear. Our cast of characters to answer that question are yours truly, Ed Ciccarello, president of the Rocky Hill Historical Society and resident banjo player.
Alexis Ciccarello, Historical Society volunteer and presenter in this play, A Time Before Rocky Hill.
Leslie Kurz, membership chairperson. You're all members, right? Membership? I've got brochures. See me later.
Okay.
Hey,
Sorry, I'm John, treasurer in real life, Sarah. I represent dates, the number kind, not the fruit. Remember, no matter what the date is, we only have now.
And I'm Maureen Mullen, librarian of the Ethel Minor Cook Library at Academy Hall, and we've got books. And we're highly specialized in Rocky Hill history.
mm-hmm. Maureen is the person that is responsible for the idea of this Reader's Theater production. So you can see her after this show if you have any inquisitive historic uncertainties. Anyway, one day Maureen came up to me with a newspaper.
You know, I said, Rocky Hill is celebrating our 175th anniversary.
Yes? Then she proceeded to show me this Rocky Hill Post newspaper from 1977.
And I said, do you realize we have already celebrated our 250th anniversary? Look at this newspaper.
You know, she was right. It says right here, Happy Birthday, Rocky Hill, 250th anniversary of the town and the Congregational Church. And that certainly confused me. And that inquisitive historic uncertainty brings us to this short Reader's Theater production. So today we society volunteer actors would like to share with you our understanding of numbers and anniversaries in the hopes of making historic sense. So happy 175th anniversary. Happy 175th birthday to Rocky Hill, Connecticut.
And wait a minute, 175? Rocky Hill has quite a history. We've been around almost as long as Wethersfield, since 1634.
Really?
Not really.
Really?
Well, our history is as old as Wethersfield's. Actually, as stated already in the Rocky Hill Post in 1977, we celebrated our 250th anniversary, the anniversary of Stepney Parish, the first parish in what is now Rocky Hill. Now we're celebrating our 175th.
250th?
175th.
I told you it was confusing. Stick with us.
May I?
Sure.
In 1843, Rocky Hill was incorporated as a town. According to our former member and historian, the late Rod Wilscam, in the 1820s, there were some very large towns in Connecticut. One of them, Wethersfield, encompassed Rocky Hill and Newington, and Glastonbury bailed early.
Oh, right. Large towns like Wethersfield became difficult to administer, so smaller towns were created. Glastonbury was taken first from Wethersfield in 1690.
Taken?
Newington was taken in 1871.
Taken?
And Rocky Hill was taken in 1843.
Taken. 1843.
Yes, 96 out of our 169 Connecticut towns were taken. Older, larger towns.
Right, and I have the history in these books. The first by Peter Revel, Rocky Hill Historical Society's first president. It's called A Short History of Rocky Hill, and then there's styles. This is the history of ancient Wethersfield, and then there's a book called Wethersfield and Her Daughters. The Rocky Hill part was written by Twaddle and Dennis, and it chronicles the history of 1634 to 1934. That's 300 years.
300 years? 175 years? Rocky Hill land has been around for millions of years. Dinosaurs left tracks right here in Rocky Hill. Early Jurassic fossil tracks were made right here 200 million years ago.
Those tracks, they're great. They're the greatest. Never had any better tracks than that.
Dinosaur State Park, what gives Rocky Hill worldwide fame, officially opened in 1968, a few years after tracks were accidentally discovered during an excavation for a state building. What? Oh, membership brochures. Does anyone want a brochure? Yeah, I know you do. Here. Look, Dinosaur State Park.
Oh, cups. Yeah.
Good job. Good
Thank
job.
you, Leslie.
Good job.
And those Dilophosauruses, say that 3 times really fast, tell us that we've been around much more than 175 and 250 years.
Stop the music. Stop the music. That's paleontology. That's a whole different story. A time before people even existed.
Can we please get back to Rocky Hill? 175th anniversary. According to Rod Wilscam, the effective date of the Charter of Rocky Hill was either June 6th or June 10th, 1843. The bottom line, people finally were able to call their home Rocky Hill in 1843. That's 175 years ago.
1843? If we're talking about the homes and the history of the people on this land, well, people lived in Rocky Hill thousands of years before that.
The indigenous people.
Mm-hmm.
We have archaeological evidence in Academy Hall Museum.
Mm-hmm.
So Academy Hall Museum, it's open Tuesdays from 10 to 12 and Saturdays from 12:33. Please come visit us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank
She's
you.
a good membership chair, huh?
You're right, however. The artifacts we have at Academy Hall from the archaeological digs at the Morgan sites prove that people made their homes in the Great Meadows before Columbus and the arrival of the Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
But those are artifacts, not written records. History is written.
Come on, the Lone Pine site artifacts that we have displayed at Academy Hall, discovered in a quarry by our good friend right over here, Dr. Zarifis, and his childhood buddy, the late David Cook, prove that people lived in Rocky Hill 10,000 years ago.
Wait a minute. That's prehistory, and those are artifacts, not written records. Written records. Rocky Hill did not exist then. Let me explain. You see, Rocky Hill was Wethersfield from 1634 to 1843. That's 209 years of shared history. If you say Rocky Hill is only 175 years old, you're leaving out all that history.
Follow along now.
In 1650, that's only 16 years after the settlement of Wethersfield, Samuel Boardman of Wethersfield was given a deed of 30 acres of land along the Connecticut River on the east side of what is now Rocky Hill.
Got it?
Boardman was followed by others, and in 1722, when a new meeting house was built here, we became Stepney Parish, the third ecclesiastical district of Wethersfield. The early history of Rocky Hill is inseparable from that of its congregational church, because in colonial times, town and parish were identical. And that's 291 years of history, not 175.
And the dinosaurs?
Not people.
And the indigenous people.
Well, that's archaeology, no written record. Let me show you how Rocky Hill's history is Wethersfield's history, and we are older than you think.
Remember, no matter what the date is, we only have now.
Thank you, John. Thanks for that. The oldest continuously running ferry in the country, the one right down the street, began service as early as 1655 in Weathersfield.
Rocky
No,
Hill.
Rocky, that's right.
The ferry's in Rocky Hill.
The ferry
Rocky
is
Hill,
definitely
Glastonbury.
Rocky
Right.
Hill. What are you talking
I think
about?
it's
It's Rocky Hill to Glastonbury ferry.
Well, the ferry began when this community was part of Weathersfield. But you're partly right saying it was Rocky Hill, because almost from the beginning, this area was referred to as Rocky Hill.
Oh, named of course after that great big long hill across the street. Over
Yeah.
there?
It's,
That hill?
Maybe it's that way, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they're
it's
Okay.
that way.
All right, it's that way.
Fine.
Okay, whatever. Just become a member.
So Rocky Hills. Thank you, Leslie. So Rocky Hill's history is Weathersfield's history, and vice versa.
Weathersfield had an active port at the cove.
Yes, but Weathersfield had another port. The landing in Rocky Hill was a 5-acre parcel about where the ferry is now and going up the hill to Riverview Road. And it was set aside by Weathersfield as a public landing and a place for shipbuilding in 1672.
Yes, and in the 1700s, there were at least 4 shipyards along the Rocky Hill riverfront. I mean, the Weathersfield riverfront. No, is it Rocky Hill? Down the street. Right?
Yeah, that could be either.
So, the landing in Rocky Hill, which really was Weathersfield, became the main port in Weathersfield, which eventually became Rocky Hill.
Yes, incorporated in 1843.
What did I say?
Rocky Hill has a long, great history. You all know Dividend Ponds, the wonderful archaeological preserve uncovered by the late June Cook. Well, in 1667, the town of Weathersfield granted to the Reverend Gershom Buckley, minister of the First Congregational Church in Weathersfield, 115 acres conditional on his erecting a mill at Dividend.
That was the beginning of the first water-powered industrial park in Rocky Hill. Maureen?
Well, Weathersfield really, but they did call it Rocky Hill. So Billings Forge, the Butler and Sugden Shear Factory, the Wells and Wilcox Edge Tool Company, those are just some of the businesses that operated in this area for over a 200-year period.
It's such a beautiful place to walk in Rocky Hill. And actually, one of our members of the society created content for the 10 archaeological site signs. Have you seen them? Have you been there? We have brochures. We have brochures all about it. There you go. Wait, I think that you guys.
Yeah,
Oh, they need brochures over there, Leslie. Yeah, yeah.
They do.
That's very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Dividend Pond was in Stepney Parish, which was commonly referred to as Rocky Hill, which was part of Weathersfield, which eventually became the town of Rocky Hill.
By George, you've got it.
What did I say?
Yes, incorporated in 1843. Here's the exact wording from 1843, 175 years ago. Resolve that the part of the town of Weathersfield lying south of the Connecticut River, running west to a buttonball tree,
A button
A
ball
buttonball tree.
yes, a buttonball tree, thence to the Four Corners, from Griswoldville to the old road from Berlin to Hartford, to Hangdog Lane, I won't explain that one, thence to the road on which Bensons reside,
The Bensons?
The Bensons.
Bensons.
Who are the Bensons? Who's Benson?
Oh, he was a member. He was definitely a member.
may I please, thence westerly to 2-Rod Highway, thence southerly to 20-Rod Highway, thence north of the exact monument in Berlin, or the East Monument in Berlin.
Hence?
Yeah, back then, hence, thence, got it? May I finish. This land is hereby incorporated as a new and distinct town by the name of Rocky Hill. The inhabitants and their successors forever residing within said limits shall have and enjoy all the powers, privileges, and immunities enjoined by other towns.
So you see, the number 175 represents the anniversary of the legal organization of our town separating from Wethersfield.
It's a number we can celebrate.
We can feel justly proud of Wethersfield history as it is our own,
At least until 1843.
and acknowledge the dinosaurs of millions of years ago.
Rocky Hill's got dinosaurs.
And we can embrace the history of the indigenous people that settled on this land.
Okay, Leslie, I'll agree with you. And we can honor the courage of the people who established Stepney Parish and the first meeting house almost 300 years ago.
And the families that created our incredible industrial water-powered pass at Dividend Pond.
In our shipbuilding past.
Since the society began in 1962, our mission has been to protect, promote, and preserve the history of Rocky Hill, Connecticut.
Yes, and as treasurer, I conclude that 175 is only a number. There are still many numbers before it and many more to come. And we Rocky Hillians are here to stay and point the way. Remember, no matter what the date is, we only have now.
Make a better day.
Rocky Hill is our home.
Pastor Ron, please join us. Everybody on your table, you have the song that Pastor Ron wrote. It's called Rocky Hill is My Home. Pastor Ronald Cox is the chaplain of the Rocky Hill Fire Department. He's going to join us in singing this, and I hope you all could sing along with us. Feel free. Come on now. Ready? Rocky Hill is my home. It's the town where I belong. It's a place of home and family. Rocky Hill is my home. It's the town where I belong. It's a place of time and history. We are a people of courage and hope, who struggle to find our way. We are working together, side by side, to build a better day. We are a people who dream of a time when we can live as one. For today is the day when we can celebrate that Rocky Hill is my home. Rocky Hill is my home. It's a town where I belong. It's a place of home and family. Rocky Hill is my home. It's a town where I belong. It's a place of time and history. We're here to stay, point the way, to make a better day. Rocky Hill is my home. Rocky Hill is my home. We wish the great town of Rocky Hill, Connecticut, happy 175th anniversary. Happy birthday, Rocky Hill. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rocky Hill. Happy birthday
it's not our only birthday.
Okay, Maureen. Happy 175th anniversary.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What a great job. What a fantastic job.